on, everyone? This is MGTheFuture bringing you guys another exclusive Maschine Masters tutorial. Today what I'm going to try to do is show you some tips when you're looking for a certain effect or trying to get a certain style together. I want to show you some of the tips and tricks that I use to kind of begin figuring things out. I'm not going to take up too much of your time. In this particular example, I'm exploring Tory Lanez's Proud Family, which is the television show, the cartoon show, and they use the theme song as the bed of music throughout the track. And as I listen to it, I know it's going to take me a lot longer than this video to get it right, but I wanted to show you the preliminary steps of what I try to do. I mean, because YouTube be tripping, I'm going to pitch this a little bit or consolidate this one. Actually, no, let me do it over here somewhere. Okay, so that's the filter part. Let me show you what the song sounds like. So I consolidate it so it doesn't affect the intro. And then I want to transpose it a few steps. So that's the song. You guys can check it out on YouTube. It's called Proud Family, Tory Lanez. But here's the original part that's filtered out. And right away I hear a few things. There's an EP, a bell or mallet EP layering the chords. So we're going to have to find out the key of the sample. The sample itself is pitched. So we're going to have to find the key after it's pitched. And it's some kind of filter and delay and reverb going on. So the first thing I do is get Spectrum. It's an audio effect enabled to Live. Waves has one, the Paz Analyzer, Voxingo has a free one. Almost every program should have it. If not, your EQ should do it. And what I do is I slow down the averages by increasing the refresh. And you'll see the slope begins around this straight line here. And if you hover your mouse over it, Ableton Live is going to read 2K. So that's where their low pass filter or their high shelf is happening. So we'll do that first with mine.
You and me will always be tight. Family every single day and night. Even when you start acting like a fool, you know I'm loving every single thing you do. You and me will always be tight.
So I'm gonna try a shelf first. Instead of a low pass, I'm gonna try a shelf, activate it, bring it back to 2K, and then we're going to lower the gain on it. And I'm going to try to lower it right before it starts to peak. So right around -9.
You and me will always be tight. Family every single day and night. Even when you start acting like a fool, you know I'm loving it.
It's not doing the trick. So I'm going to switch it to low pass mode.
You and me will always be tight.
It's a little better. And what you could do is put another spectrum after that and see if it matches up. See, mine's is happening. What is that? At 2.9? Theirs is happening sooner, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, theirs is happening way sooner. Theirs is happening before too. So it's actually probably a 1K filter, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's a little better. They have a way more pronounced filter, but I'll live with it. I'm gonna put another EQ after it. I'm gonna take some of that sub out.
You and me will always be tied. Family that you sing day and night. Even when you start acting like a fool, you know I'm loving every single thing you do. You and me will always be tied. Family that you sing day and night. Even when you start acting like a fool,
And now I'm going to
you
shuffle.
know I'm loving every single thing you do. You and me will always be tied. Family that you sing day and night.
And now once I have that, I want to give it a little bit more character than that. Once I have that filtered out, I'm going to see if I can add my there's a few ways to do lo-fi in Ableton. You can do redux, and I think you can do erosion. Erosion is a little bit more random. Redux gives you that SP303 kind of feeling. Almost. So right now it sounds like it's on fire. That is the downsample effect, so you can turn that off. And the hiss comes from the bit reduction. So on average 12 bits, but since we're in digital, man, you can break that. I could do 13 if I wanted to. Nothing's really 13 bits as far as hardware goes, but it sounds smoother. Even when you increase this stuff, it's more pronounced. Yeah, if you put the effect before the filters, it still sounds smooth. All right, and then beyond that, they have a lot of atmosphere. A lot of you guys who have Ableton Suite, it comes with a convolution reverb, I believe in Max Live. So I don't have that within this. I have it in Logic though. I have the convolutions, and I have something called Bracasti reverb impulses. I strongly recommend those. But as far as this goes, I'm probably just going to use a Hall verb. Let's see how we can get the feeling. And I want to show you guys a trick about pre-delay. Pre-delay you can do with mathematics. So reverb and delay calculator pretty much gives you the millisecond value based on the BPM you're in. Right now this song is in 76 beats per minute. So I'm gonna put in 76 here. And if you're in double time, you can double it or half it. And right now what it's telling us is that our regular notes, so we'll do like 116 is 197, 132 is 98. And what I normally do is I will use this value within the 1/8 to 132 range, so 98 for me, as my pre-delay. And the same thing with decay time. How long do you want it? Like, do you want it forever? Or do you want it to play as long as something's hitting it? Or do you want it in between beats? Normally when we're programming beats is at 1/16s, but a whole quarter will probably be better. So anywhere between 789 and 197. Let me see. What's the higher value? Almost 1 millisecond? I'll try that. $789. Let's see if we can get it close. And I do that. I play and stop it so you can see what the tail of the reverb's like. And I'm just increasing the wetness before the filter to see if it's more washed out. That works for me. Cool, that works. His pitch a little higher too. So we could change this to tones or complex. Yeah, so it feels right at that +3. But you can hear his EP, his bells up front. And of course, I think his is compressed a little bit harder because the RMS on that is way higher. Yeah, how my sample feels like it's behind the scenes. And that could be an effect of the reverb too. I could probably pull the reverb back a little bit. But essentially, I'll get it as close as possible. And then once it's as close as possible, we can export it. And I want to name it Proud Family New Key. And then we can bring this up. Bring it in, run the analysis on it. And it says we're in D flat. And if there's no M there, that's major. So from there we get D flat major, and I'll add the chords or the bass line, or in my case, I'll add a sub bass. And then from there, just add your drums and you're pretty much halfway there. But I use this effect and this technique of analyzing it so I can get my own original music in that same atmosphere and vibe. I'm gonna work harder on the reverb though, because I think that's why his sounds more up front. I might use it as a send instead and then filter that, or use the high and low cutoff on the reverb instead of putting it within my signal chain, and then add the drums. And then you can save that effect or that rack and use it in future projects of your own samples if you're trying to do, that filtered, washed out Tory Lanez vibe instead of that Drake vibe. So they're a K off of each other. His is 2K, Drake is usually 1K. But I'm not going to tell nobody. But hopefully you guys learned something from this, from getting inside of my process of how I try to figure these things out. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and as always, until next time.